She's got the cheese.
Alright, this meeting is now in session. Let's go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tara, roll call. Councilmember Campbell.
Here.
Councilmember Garbett.
Here.
Councilmember Mays.
Here.
Councilmember Barnhart. Here. Councilmember Bakke.
Here.
Alright, thank you. And then, as you can see on your agenda tonight, we do have a special presentation. And I believe, Nancy, you are here on behalf of the Art on Fire group.
Yes, and Sue has the checks. So I will present people. I don't know that they're all here. I don't know that any of them are here, but I'll go through it anyway. This is the 4th year that the Fire and EMS has presented the Art on Fire, the fire hydrants. Public art is a huge attraction right now. In tourism, it draws people in. It's easily accessible. You can walk around and see it. You can drive around and see it. And more people in town means more spending. Just adds a, little extra something to those who visit our village. So we're really fortunate. We've got the grant murals as well as the painted hydrants. More importantly, public art creates a sense of community pride. By citizens painting the hydrants, we have something that improves the aesthetic appeal of our village and translates into pride of our community. The public art bridges community pride with the economic benefits, and it's really a valuable investment for any village. And we're so grateful to our sponsors, Parkers and Wood Insurance. They're always there. They're really valuable community partners. I can't emphasize enough the role our businesses play. Other villages want to do events like we have, but their businesses won't support them and won't participate. So we're kind of the envy of all the villages around us. So we need to thank them and we need to support them. And of course, we thank all the citizens who participated in painting the hydrants. So is 4th place here? No. Okay. 4th place goes to Joyce Blum and Connie Hone for Sunflowers in the Country. I know 3rd place isn't here. That goes to Aaron Zink and his children for Summer Fun. 2nd place goes to Aaron Zink and his children for The Trash Can, Not Trash Can't. And 1st place goes to Russell Nelson for Mushroom. And if you look on the village page, any of the other community pages, the pictures are posted there and that. And I hope Sue hasn't run off with the checks. Anyway, the next event that Fire and EMS is presenting will be the business straw bales that we've done in the last 2-3 years, and that's always a huge hit. So we'll be posting information about that in the next day or two. Having them out during the fair really dresses the town up a little bit, and we hear so much from people who come in that see them and they just love them. And then the next event, we've come up with an event that I cannot find anywhere that anybody else has done. So what we're going to do is there's a lot of logistics to it. So we want to put it on Facebook, explain it a little bit, and then see if there's interest. We don't want to go to all the trouble of figuring it out and then everybody says, I don't want to do that. But it's really good for people who don't have artistic ability like me, but they've got a little bit of creativity. So it's kind of hitting a different group. And again, keep your eye, we'll probably put that up next week. So keep your eye on Facebook on Georgetown, Ohio, what's happening, Georgetown, Ohio special events, Georgetown, Ohio open for business, and of course the village page. That's it.
Great. great job, and congratulations to all the winners. Certainly the fire hydrants look amazing around town. You know, not every one of them are painted, but in very primary spots, and as people travel through town, they can see those fire hydrants, and I think they look pretty darn cool. So,
And there are a couple that didn't get done by the deadline, but they're gonna finish them. So if you see me halfway, they'll get to them.
Yeah,
Just
they
things
will.
happen.
Definitely. Well, thank you, and again,
Thank you.
congratulations to those winners. All right, we have another special presentation tonight on our agenda. As this council recalls, a while back, it was brought to the front of council that there was some interest in recognizing an outstanding member in our community. That community member is here with us tonight. The idea was to present this person with their very own named street, which I think is a pretty cool concept in itself as well. So I know we have the sign back here, but Mr. Ludi, would you mind to come forward? Now, Mr. Ludi is who this council chose to recognize. And Mr. Ludi has been a longtime member of the community. Sorry, we're looking for the sign. If I look around, you can still hear, right? The mics are.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure. Mr. Ludi has been a longtime member of this community. He served in the school system for many, many years. I won't say how many, but I do remember having you a few years ago. I mean, I just graduated a few years ago, so I do remember having you. But he is more than willing to give back to this community. He helps to serve with the youth of the community. He helps with many organizations, and I think this is a very well-deserved sign that we're going to be putting up. What is the name of the street that it was?
Well, it was.
It's on North Street.
Yeah,
Is it North Street?
It's already up.
Yeah, they got it up.
Yes. Yay us. We did really good with that. So it's already
Yes.
up.
I saw it go up,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what it was. So I looked across the street, I couldn't see it. But
Surprise.
here was Tom pounding on something, and I thought, oh, must be working on the traffic light or the control box.
But it was a sign and it said John Ludi E. Lane. So this is right next to his house on North Street, which is right behind his house. And we thought this was well deserved.
It's very nice, greatly appreciated, and a total surprise. Even that Tom put it up and I didn't know what it was. I couldn't see it.
Well, we appreciate you, Mr. Ludi, and I know you've
Thank
helped
you.
us in many occasions with the Historical Society, picking out colors, giving us some history on things, and just kind of really being there as somebody that we can always count on. So again, I think this is well deserved, and if you want to come around, we can capture a picture if you don't mind. And we might have to move down just a little bit here.
Whatever you wanted.
And we'll hold your new sign that is such a surprise to you. Perfect. This is yours to take home with you. You can put this on your wall. This
I
could be
can. I
artwork.
will find a place.
I think that's impressive.
I think I'll be able to find a place because there's many up.
Well, let's clear a spot for this one because that one's pretty nice. Definitely. Council, do you guys have any words for Mr. Ludi here?
Thank you for being part of our community, Mr.
I enjoy it immensely. I have been a part of it for 87 years.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you very much. I'll just leave it here
Perfect spot for it right there.
so you all can see.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we will continue on with public comment, and we are going to start over here to my left. Mr. Keith, nope. Anything for council? No. Miranda, you guys are making this easy. Jeremy?
Nope.
Mr. Ludi, anything else?
Well, I look up there and I see former students, 3 at least. One's married to a former student. That's Mr. Dodson, he's married to Michelle.
Yes.
And, you know, this was a great surprise to me. Almost as great a surprise as when Elaine and I conceived a child, because she had had cancer and lots of radiation, and we weren't expecting any results.
Wow.
The jury's the one we got.
That's right. Well, again, congratulations.
Thank you much.
Yes, ma'am?
He has been my friend for the last 82 years. He had the nicest sandbox.
Well, I mean, that's certainly a reason to start a friendship, right? Absolutely.
When I
Right.
moved to Georgetown, back in '78, my office was right next door to where John grew up, and his mom adopted me as her third son. She was wonderful to me, and I really appreciated that, and I got to know John over the years, and he's been a lifelong friend, because I've been here more years in Georgetown than I have anywhere else. So,
Oh, we
Just
appreciate that.
real good friend.
Yes, she's pretty amazing, that's for sure.
All right, that's all.
All right. Okay. All right, guys. You made it easy on us for public comment tonight. All right. Well, we are rolling on, and our first item of business under general business is our council interviews. As you guys probably know, and many of you are here tonight for this reason, we still do have an open seat on council. And as of the last meeting, we issued some questions that we wanted to get answered as a council just from each member. And so all four of you are here tonight. And let's see, probably the best way to do this is so basically we're gonna have each of you come up and answer the questions that we posted for you to kind of think through. I would say the easiest way is just to come up to the table right here and sit in front of us, and I'll go through each question with you and you can provide your answers. Does that sound good? All right, we're gonna start with Jeremy Jones over there on the end. So Jeremy, you are first. All right, so Jeremy, one of the first questions that council wanted to ask of you was describe your role as you see it regarding working with village employees, department heads, and the administrator.
My role would be to work with the council members, and then us as a collective work with the administrator, department heads, and the employees to meet their needs and requests. The role is one of 6 members, meaning that no one member can achieve anything by themselves. The role requires sharing ideas and discussing them. We need to continue to work to support the administrator, department heads, and employees to do their jobs and keep Georgetown running strong.
All right. Next question. Discuss your ability to identify and solve problems and how you would do that being a council member.
With my experience working in small groups and large groups, being a council member wouldn't be any different. Everyone comes together, setting all differences aside and discussing the problems at hand, taking nothing personally and understanding that the greater good, knowing that working in a group or team, that there is no I's, it's us and we, putting all personal feelings aside and recognizing that it is all about the people of the village, understanding who pays the bills along with the salary, and that we work for them and need to do whatever is best for them collectively.
Okay. Third question, and again, there are 4 questions here. Third question, in your opinion, what does this council need that you think you can provide?
Different perspective. My experience and background are much different to that of those who have sat or are sitting on council now. I believe I have shown the traits that are required to help this community. I have the drive to push the voice of the people of our village. I have the passion to collaborate and work well with others to achieve a common goal. I have the dedication to never give up, no matter how many times I am told no. I have the discipline to think before speaking and not allowing my mouth to get the best of me. I have the positivity to help others to see the glass half full rather than half empty. Finally, I have been nothing but consistent with my desire to serve the people of our village. I have sat in meetings, ran for both council and mayor, and applied for an open council seat 3 times now. Most people in my shoes would have quit, and I have been told that by some people in the community, but I have told them, and I'll tell you now, I am not a quitter. I don't give up on things that I care about, and one of those things is this village and the people that reside here.
All right, and fourth and final question. Criticism is a common problem for elected officials as everyone has a different opinion on priorities, budgeting, and execution of projects. Explain how you would effectively handle these situations.
First, I would come prepared to work together as a team. I would approach everything from a logical and practical standpoint. I would not criticize my fellow council members based on a difference of opinion. Our responsibility is to work together for the common good of the village. I would work diligently with each other to achieve the best outcome for our residents. Setting all differences aside and understanding that I am a member of a team and that I am here for the people of our great community. Everyone has an opinion, but I will stay vigilant to remain positive no matter how I feel about that opinion, so that the wheels of progress can continue.
Thank you. All right. As a follow-up, are there any additional questions here based on Jeremy's answers? If not, I will move on to our second candidate. All right, Jeremy, thank you. Miranda.
Hello.
Hi, Miranda. Hi. All right, we're going to go through the same 4 questions and answer how you best feel. And first question is, describe your role as you see it regarding working with village employees, department heads, and the administrator.
As a council member, I feel like our ultimate duty is to serve the public. So a big part of that is making sure that our employees have the tools and the manpower that they need to do their jobs efficiently. So I think as a team of council members, we would work with the administrator and the department heads to make sure that they have the budget that they need correctly, so that they can do their jobs and serve the public efficiently as they currently do.
Okay. Discuss your ability to identify and solve problems and how you would do that being a council member.
I currently spend my days crunching numbers, so I work long and I work with my treasurer to make sure that we are spending our money fiscally responsibly, making sure people get paid on time and that everything's balanced. So a big problem that I face is when there is a problem with the numbers, it's my job to work independently to fix that problem and to find it. So a great part about being a council member is that we're a team. So where I might have a weakness, my co-member might have the strength to help fix that problem. And working together and having different insights and bringing a different perspective to help problem solve. So it's not all on one person. We can work together as a team.
In your opinion, what does this council need that you think you can provide?
I feel like I bring a voice from the community as a parent and as somebody who works in the village. I interact with people every day and I see the needs that they have, and they express those needs to us. So I feel like I'm a safe voice. I'm well represented. I work with a lot of people day to day and have those conversations. So I feel like as not only a parent, but as a member of the community, I can bring those issues present and help solve those. I feel like I'm pretty easy to get along with, so I feel like in working as a team, like we can agree to disagree. Everybody has a different opinion, but that doesn't mean that we're going to get upset with each other. We can work together.
Effectively handle these situations.
In working at the school, I can tell you that 95% of the time that we have a disgruntled parent, or in working for the commissioners in the village, the county, when you have an upset taxpayer and they're faced with a tax bill that's gone up $2,000, if you just listen to their problem and let their voice be heard, at the end of the day, like knowing that their issue wasn't just disregarded, if you listen to them and take in their feelings and their consideration and let them know that this may not be a problem that we can solve today or tomorrow, but their feelings were heard and their issue was heard. So just giving them the opportunity to have that discussion and not disregard them, I feel like that goes a long way with people. And at the end of the day, like we're not all gonna agree, so you can't take everything personally, but just listening to their problems and letting their voice be heard and letting them know, and like having that transparency that, this is a problem that we can't solve today or tomorrow, but we're working on it, and giving them that option to know where we are in the stage.
All right. Based on Miranda's answers, are there any additional follow-up questions? If not, we will move on to our third candidate. Thank you, Miranda. All right, Mr. Ring. Welcome. We're going to follow the same format. So first question, Tony, is describe your role as you see it regarding working with village employees, department heads, and the administrator.
Okay. Before retiring, I was supervising 12 employees and closely monitoring 2 smaller stations. My employees knew that I was in charge of situational tasks, and we've solved most problems to the customer's satisfaction. Some of these you cannot win, but we work together as a team. Nobody was more praiseworthy than any other employees. After I am made aware of where council members are in the responsibility order, I'm sure all things will come together. I want to know what my employees are thinking about while working, how to be the safest employee. This will save us extra expense from not having to get a temporary replacement, and it keeps the employee on a regular pay status. I would assume the department heads are my frontline supervisors and are relaying the designated plan for the workday. Most daily schedules get revised when a more important situation arises. I believe then the administrator would be in charge of changing the workday schedule so that the incident which became most important was completed, or a temporary fix to get service back online. I'm the type of person who would grab a shovel and help dig or grab a flag to divert traffic if needed. We may have higher titles than our employees, but we are all people and we need to work together. Much more will be accomplished when we can show our village a more positive work structure.
Awesome, thank you. Second question, discuss your ability to identify and solve problems and how you would do that being a council member.
In my experience of being a manager, we usually didn't have to, or we weren't the first to identify a problem, but I was tasked with the responsibility to fix it. I would quickly gather the facts of the situation and go about researching our resources to resolve the issue. I see no difference in being a council member or any other business operator. We have to be able to solve situations as they arise. Any delay in solving the problem is a hit to our budget that wasn't projected.
All right. And third question, in your opinion, what does this council need that you think you can provide?
I think I can add more strong leadership with my experience in management positions with the Postal Service. Also from a small business aspect, as I have been a real estate agent for 28 years in Brown County.
All right. Fourth and final question, criticism is a common problem for elected officials as everyone has a different opinion on priorities, budgeting, and execution of projects. Explain how you would effectively handle these situations.
We as a council team would be charged with the task of projecting into the future. What water lines needed replacing or sewer lines that are the oldest? What needs to be going on a list to be the first to replace? These infrastructure items are vital to our citizens. They may not always agree what we are replacing or fixing first. However, with using the knowledge of our department heads and administrator, we are more updated with the facts, and we just have to be able to broadcast that transparent information to our citizens for their own well-being.
All right. Are there any additional follow-up questions here from council? Based on Tony's answers? All right. You may have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Key, last but not least. Probably sitting over there waiting to get through this, right? All right. Same format. First question, describe your role as you see it regarding working with village employees, department heads, and the administrator.
I feel being committed to taking, to be able to take the concerns of the people and bring the projects or concerns to the administrator that would then be brought out to the rest of the departments within the village. Being a part of the overall budgeting and efficient running of the village, I know is a big part of it. On the with all the people that work in the village, all the departments, and how important it is to keep everyone running smoothly. And I know it's not just that. It's not just projects. I feel sometimes we tend to hear other things that goes on in the community, and that this position is just about someone else coming up here to take someone else's idea and try to get it done for that particular person or group of people. So it's an important seat because it affects how our village is run on a daily basis. So it's a big role.
All right, question number 2, discuss your ability to identify and solve problems and how you would do that being a council member.
Being a problem solver is pretty much part of my everyday work life as well. Whether it's a customer or other contractors or budgeting, schedules. I feel that bringing those types of talents and daily things that I have to work with, that I could bring to everyone else and accomplish the task at hand, whether it's general budgeting or if it's something new or a special event. I just feel that all the things that I'm able to do, I could bring and work together as a team.
Okay. In your opinion, what does this council need that you think you can provide?
I feel I could bring possibly an outside perspective to the community and to the board. I know I didn't grow up here, but I grew up in a very similar village, just like Georgetown, and it's I just feel like some of the common sense values that I've grew up with and have had, that I could bring that to the table to just solve problems or just share with everyone and work together. So just for the simple efficiency of running things. So just down to earth, common sense kind of views.
Okay. And 4th and final question. Criticism is a common problem for elected officials, as everyone has a different opinion on priorities, budgeting, and execution of projects. Explain how you would effectively handle these situations.
I feel like I've got some pretty thick skin and can handle criticism, whether if it was a direct situation, if someone said something direct. But I feel like listening would be the first, just listening would be the first way about going at it, to listen to them. And if there was a problem or an argument or a disagreement or whatever the case may be, would be to bring it together to the council as a team and not try to tackle something on their own, one person do or say anything. I feel like bringing it to the whole board and discussing it would be the best reaction to overcome criticism. So,
All right.
and just try to get the best outcome for the people would be the best outlook on it, I guess.
All right. Well, you answered all 4 questions. Are there any additional follow-up questions from the team up here? All right. Thank you, Mr. Keene. Okay. Would you guys like to go into executive session now, or do you want to continue on first?
As long as it's fresh on our minds, I'd like to do later with you guys on that. Maybe it's an escape out of here if they want.
Okay. If you guys would like to go into executive session, somebody has to take us into it.
I would like to make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G1, to consider the appointment of a public official.
I'll second that motion.
And go ahead.
And I have to, and to consider, and the Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G, to consider the purchase of property for a public purpose.
That's G2.
Okay. Councilmember Campbell has properly made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Councilmember Mays. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Campbell,
Yes.
Councilmember Mays,
Yes.
Councilmember Baki,
Yes.
Councilmember Garbutt,
Yes.
Councilmember Barnhart. Yes.
All right, motion passes. All right, so we are going to go into executive session. We are actually going to leave the room. You guys are welcome to stay. And we will be back out, hopefully here in a little while.